For years, people have watched Kanye West spiral through controversy after controversy, with headlines constantly painting him as one of the most unpredictable figures in entertainment. But now, after months of silence, backlash, and non-stop internet speculation, Kanye is once again making explosive claims about why he believes Hollywood turned against him, and fans everywhere are completely divided over what to believe. According to viral clips and recent online discussions, Kanye has been speaking more openly about feeling isolated, targeted, and pushed out of major industry spaces after years of public controversy. Social media immediately exploded once those comments started circulating, with some fans claiming he's finally exposing hidden truths about the entertainment world, while others argue he's simply repeating ideas that have fueled controversy around him for years. And once the internet grabbed onto the story, things escalated fast. Old interviews resurfaced. Past award show moments started trending again. Even older celebrity feuds suddenly got pulled back into the spotlight. Fans began connecting dots between Kanye's public breakdowns, business fallout, canceled partnerships, and highly controversial statements over the years. Some people believe powerful industry figures deliberately distanced themselves from him once he became too unpredictable and outspoken. Others think the consequences Kanye faced came directly from his own actions and public comments rather than some hidden campaign against him. That's what makes this situation so explosive. Because depending on who you ask, Kanye West is either a misunderstood artist who challenged powerful systems, or someone whose own decisions push the industry away. Meanwhile, social media has turned the entire conversation into a giant debate about fame, power, celebrity culture, and what really happens behind the scenes in Hollywood. Reaction channels, podcasts, and fan pages are now dissecting every word Kanye says, trying to figure out whether there's deeper truth hidden inside his claims or whether the internet is once again turning controversy into entertainment. But here's the reality: many people are struggling to separate from the drama. While Kanye has faced major public backlash and lost significant business relationships after repeated controversial statements and behavior, there's no verified evidence of a secret, coordinated Hollywood plot to destroy him. Much of the online conversation is based on interpretation, speculation, and people projecting larger narratives onto highly public controversies. Still, that hasn't stopped millions of fans from asking the same question right now. Did Kanye finally expose something real about Hollywood? Or is the internet creating another massive myth around one of the most controversial celebrities alive today? The moment those clips started spreading online, the conversation around Kanye West exploded almost instantly. Social media timelines filled with dramatic captions claiming Kanye had finally revealed the truth about why Hollywood supposedly turned against him. And within hours, millions of people were debating whether he was exposing something real or simply reigniting old controversies that have followed him for years. What made the situation spread so fast wasn't just Kanye's name alone. It was the fact that people already had strong opinions about him before the clips even surfaced. Over the years, Kanye has become one of the most polarizing figures in entertainment. Some fans view him as a creative genius who constantly challenges systems and refuses to stay silent. Others see him as someone whose repeated controversial statements and unpredictable behavior created the backlash he later faced. That divide is exactly why every new Kanye moment becomes massive online. The internet doesn't just react to what he says, it reacts to what people believe he represents. And right now, people are projecting completely different narratives onto the same situation. One side believes Kanye is speaking honestly about how the entertainment industry treats celebrities once they become difficult to control. These fans point to the public fallout surrounding his business deals, partnerships, interviews, and media coverage as proof that powerful institutions quickly distance themselves from him after repeated controversies. They argue that Hollywood often embraces celebrities during profitable moments but turns on them once public pressure becomes too strong. The other side strongly disagrees. Critics argue that Kanye's problems weren't caused by some hidden industry conspiracy at all. Instead, they believe the backlash came directly from his own public actions, comments, and repeated controversies over time. According to this perspective, companies and public figures reacted to the situations because they didn't want to be associated with statements that created widespread criticism. That disagreement is what keeps the conversation growing nonstop. Because people aren't just debating facts, they're debating meaning. Meanwhile, older moments involving Kanye West are suddenly being revisited all over again. Fans are re-watching interviews, award show moments, podcasts, and live-stream clips searching for evidence supporting whichever narrative they already believe. Some point to times Kanye criticized the music industry, fashion executives, media companies, or celebrity culture as proof he had been warning people for years. Others look at those same moments and see a pattern of escalating controversy and unpredictability instead. That's what makes internet discussions around Kanye so intense. The same clip can completely change meaning depending on the viewer's perspective. A passionate rant becomes truth-telling to one audience. The same rant becomes dangerous behavior to another. And once millions of people begin interpreting the same content in radically different ways, the conversation becomes almost impossible to settle. Social media has made this even more extreme because algorithms reward emotional reactions. The more controversial the topic, the more engagement it generates. That means dramatic theories, emotional headlines, and extreme opinions spread much faster than balanced discussions ever do. That's exactly why the current conversation exploded so quickly. Pages online started reposting clips with captions claiming Kanye had finally exposed Hollywood. Reaction channels uploaded dramatic breakdowns analyzing every sentence he said. Podcasts debated whether powerful industries intentionally isolate controversial celebrities. And fans flooded comment sections arguing over whether Kanye was a victim, a truth teller, or someone responsible for his own downfall. Another major reason this story keeps growing is because people are fascinated by the idea of hidden power structures in entertainment. Audiences naturally wonder how celebrities rise, fall, gain influence, or suddenly lose support publicly. When someone as famous as Kanye talks about feeling targeted or isolated, it feeds directly into those existing curiosities. But it's important to separate speculation from confirmed reality. While Kanye absolutely faced public backlash and lost major business partnerships after repeated controversial behavior and statements, there's no verified evidence of a secret coordinated Hollywood plan to destroy him. Much of what people are discussing online comes from interpretation, emotion, and larger assumptions about celebrity culture rather than factual proof of organized conspiracies. Still, uncertainty keeps the story alive. Because whenever a celebrity situation becomes emotionally charged and complicated, audiences start searching for deeper explanations. Some people feel uncomfortable believing someone could lose so much influence purely because of public controversy, so they begin imagining hidden forces behind the scenes. Others think the explanation is much simpler. Actions have consequences, especially when those actions happen publicly on a global stage. Right now, those two interpretations are colliding everywhere online. And because Kanye West remains one of the most unpredictable and influential celebrities in modern culture, every statement he makes instantly becomes fuel for another giant internet debate. As the debate keeps growing online, the conversation surrounding Kanye West is starting to evolve into something much bigger than just one viral clip or controversial statement. At this point, people aren't only talking about Kanye himself anymore. They're talking about fame, influence, public backlash, and whether powerful industries quietly distance themselves from celebrities once controversy becomes too difficult to manage publicly. That's why the situation feels so intense right now. Because people are projecting larger ideas about Hollywood and celebrity culture onto Kanye's story. One side of the internet believes Kanye represents what happens when someone becomes too outspoken, unpredictable, or difficult for major industries to control. These fans argue that once Kanye stopped behaving like a safe celebrity and began publicly criticizing corporations, media systems, and industry figures, powerful people started distancing themselves from him rapidly. They point to canceled partnerships, public criticism, and lost opportunities as evidence that the entertainment world can quickly isolate celebrities once they become controversial enough. Meanwhile, others reject that interpretation completely. Critics argue that Kanye's public fallout wasn't caused by hidden industry retaliation. It was caused by repeated public controversies and highly criticized statements that created backlash naturally. According to this perspective, Companies and business partners weren't participating in a secret effort to destroy him. They were protecting their own reputations and responding to public pressure. That disagreement is fueling almost every conversation online right now, because the truth depends heavily on how people interpret cause and effect. Did Hollywood abandon Kanye because he challenged powerful systems? Or did businesses distance themselves because his controversies became impossible to ignore publicly? The internet remains deeply divided on that question. Meanwhile, older moments involving Kanye West continue resurfacing everywhere. Fans are revisiting interviews from years ago where Kanye spoke emotionally about feeling misunderstood, manipulated, or isolated inside the entertainment industry. Some viewers now interpret those moments as warnings that make more sense in hindsight. Others see them as early signs of the same chaotic behavior patterns that later created larger controversies publicly. Again, the exact same clips produce completely different reactions depending on who's watching them. That's one reason Kanye discussions never truly disappear online. People don't just debate what he says. They debate what his entire public image means culturally. To some audiences, Kanye represents artistic freedom, rebellion, and refusing to conform. To others, he represents the dangers of unchecked fame, ego, and controversy. And because both perspectives already existed long before these recent clips resurfaced, the internet instantly split into opposing sides again. Social media algorithms make the situation even more explosive because controversy spreads faster than nuance. The most dramatic headlines get the most clicks. Emotional reactions generate the most engagement. That means content creators often present Kanye-related stories in extreme ways because they know audiences will respond strongly. Some channels frame him as a genius exposing hidden truths. Others frame him as someone completely spiraling publicly. And those opposing narratives keep feeding each other nonstop. Another major factor driving the story is how fascinated people are with the idea of Hollywood secrets. The entertainment industry has always felt mysterious to audiences because so much power, money, influence, and image management happen behind the scenes. That mystery creates an environment where fans naturally imagine hidden agendas whenever celebrities rise or fall dramatically. Because Kanye's career involved both enormous success and massive public backlash, many people see his story as proof of larger systems operating behind closed doors. They believe nobody falls that quickly without powerful people influencing the outcome somehow. But others argue the explanation is far less mysterious. They point out that in modern celebrity culture, public image matters enormously. When controversial statements create widespread backlash, companies often distance themselves simply because they don't want the negative attention affecting their own brands. From this perspective, Kanye's business fallout reflects normal corporate decision-making rather than secret coordination. Still, uncertainty keeps the debate alive, because many fans feel emotionally connected to Kanye's story in very different ways. Some admire his confidence and willingness to challenge public expectations. Others feel frustrated by the controversies surrounding him. That emotional investment makes every news statement feel much larger than ordinary celebrity drama. At the same time, reaction channels and online commentators continue amplifying the situation constantly. Every interview gets dissected. Every public appearance becomes a trending topic. Every emotional statement creates another wave of theories about what Kanye really meant. And once millions of people participate in that kind of non-stop interpretation together, the narrative grows beyond simple facts. It becomes cultural mythology. A story people continuously reshape depending on what they already believe about fame, power, celebrity culture, and Hollywood itself. Right now, that mythology surrounding Kanye West is stronger than ever because people aren't just trying to understand Kanye anymore. They are trying to understand what his rise, controversy, and public fallout supposedly reveal about the entertainment world as a whole. As the conversation keeps escalating online, the story surrounding Kanye West is starting to become less about individual controversies and more about the larger image people have created around him over the years. Because at this point, Kanye isn't viewed by the internet as just another celebrity anymore. He's viewed almost like a symbol. And depending on who you ask, that symbol means completely different things. To some fans, Kanye represents rebellion against the entertainment industry. They see him as someone who challenged major corporations, refused to follow public expectations, and spoke openly even when it damaged his career. Those supporters believe Hollywood became uncomfortable with someone as influential and unpredictable as Kanye because he stopped acting like a controlled public figure. To others, though, Kanye represents something very different. Critics argue that his public fallout had nothing to do with hidden systems or secret retaliation. Instead, they believe the backlash came from years of controversial behavior, public outbursts, and statements that created widespread criticism. According to this side, the consequences Kanye faced were not evidence of a coordinated campaign. They were the result of actions happening publicly in front of millions of people. That divide is exactly why the internet can't stop debating him. Because Kanye's story feels bigger than Kanye himself now. People are using his situation to argue about celebrity culture, free speech, public accountability, media influence, corporate power, and the entire structure of modern fame. Every new interview or viral clip becomes another battlefield where those larger cultural arguments play out. Meanwhile, social media keeps intensifying everything. Clips of Kanye West speaking emotionally during interviews are constantly reposted with dramatic captions claiming he finally exposed Hollywood or revealed the truth. Reaction channels then analyze every sentence, slowing clips down, connecting unrelated moments together, and encouraging viewers to search for hidden meaning behind his words. That's one reason the story keeps evolving even without major new information. The internet doesn't need confirmed facts to sustain a narrative anymore. It only needs emotion, mystery, and interpretation. And Kanye generates all three constantly. Another major factor is how people emotionally connect with celebrity downfalls. Audiences are fascinated by watching powerful public figures rise, collapse, recover, and transform. Kanye's journey has included unbelievable success, public controversies, billion-dollar business deals, massive backlash, and constant reinvention. That dramatic arc makes people feel like there must be a deeper explanation behind everything that happened. Some viewers simply can't accept the idea that fame can collapse so quickly without hidden forces playing a role. Others believe the explanation is much more straightforward. In today's world, public controversy has massive consequences, especially for celebrities tied to huge brands and corporations. Still, uncertainty keeps the speculation alive. Because no matter how many people criticize Kanye, he continues maintaining enormous cultural influence. Every statement he makes trends instantly. Every appearance becomes a major online discussion. Even after public backlash, people remain obsessed with trying to understand him. That obsession creates the perfect environment for internet mythology to grow. A complicated public figure becomes simplified into a symbol. Then people project larger ideas onto that symbol. For supporters, Kanye becomes proof that Hollywood punishes outspoken celebrities. For critics, Kanye becomes proof that fame and controversy can spiral dangerously out of control. And because both sides are emotionally invested in their interpretation, neither side is willing to back down. At the same time, many experts and commentators warn that social media makes these narratives even more extreme because algorithms reward emotional content over balanced discussion. Videos claiming Kanye exposed secret truths spread faster than careful analysis because shocking claims naturally attract more attention. That creates a cycle where dramatic theories dominate online conversations, even when there's little verified evidence supporting them. Some creators genuinely believe the theories they promote. Others simply know controversy generates views. Either way, the result is the same. Audiences become increasingly convinced there's hidden meaning behind every moment connected to Kanye. Even ordinary business decisions get reframed online as evidence of larger conspiracies. A company ending a partnership becomes proof of Hollywood retaliation. A celebrity criticizing Kanye becomes evidence of coordinated attacks. Silence from industry figures becomes suspicious. That's how internet narratives expand endlessly. Once people begin viewing events through a conspiracy lens, almost anything can be interpreted as confirmation. And because Kanye West already exists at the center of so much controversy, fame, creativity, and unpredictability, He becomes the perfect figure for those kinds of narratives to attach themselves to. Right now, that's exactly what's happening. The internet isn't just reacting to Kanye anymore. It's building entire theories around what people believe Kanye represents about Hollywood, fame, and power itself. As the online debate keeps growing, the situation surrounding Kanye West has now reached a point where the conversation feels bigger than any single controversy attached to him. What started as reactions to clips and interviews has transformed into a giant internet discussion about power, fame, media influence, and whether celebrity culture quietly destroys people once they stop fitting the image the public expects. That's why the story feels so emotionally charged right now. People aren't just arguing about Kanye anymore. They're arguing about what happens behind the scenes in Hollywood itself. One side of the internet believes Kanye's downfall proves the entertainment industry quickly turns against celebrities who become unpredictable or difficult to manage publicly. These fans argue that as long as a celebrity generates profit and positive attention, companies and media platforms support them. But the moment controversy becomes too large or damaging, those same systems distance themselves immediately. To these supporters, Kanye's lost partnerships, canceled deals, and public backlash represent more than ordinary consequences. They see them as evidence that powerful industries protect their own image above everything else, even if that means completely isolating someone who was once celebrated globally. Meanwhile, critics continue pushing back strongly against that narrative. They argue that there's nothing mysterious about what happened at all. According to this perspective, Kanye's controversies created enormous public criticism, and businesses responded the same way any corporation would when faced with reputational risk. These critics believe people online are turning ordinary consequences into conspiracy theories because celebrity culture naturally attracts dramatic storytelling. That divide keeps intensifying because both sides feel emotionally convinced they're seeing the real truth. And once emotion becomes stronger than objectivity, internet debates become almost impossible to resolve. Meanwhile, older moments involving Kanye West continue resurfacing non-stop. Fans are revisiting interviews where Kanye spoke about pressure, fame, mental exhaustion, media treatment, and feeling misunderstood publicly. Some people now interpret those clips as evidence that he had been warning audiences about Hollywood for years. Others interpret the same clips as signs of personal struggles becoming increasingly public over time. Again, the exact same footage creates opposite reactions depending on the viewer's mindset. That's one reason Kanye discussions become so emotionally intense online. People aren't simply analyzing facts. They're projecting beliefs onto a highly symbolic public figure. Kanye has become almost like a mirror reflecting different fears and frustrations people already have about fame, media, and celebrity culture. Some viewers see him as a genius artist crushed by powerful systems. Others see him as someone undone by his own decisions and controversies. And because those interpretations connect deeply to people's emotions and worldviews, the arguments surrounding him never truly end. Social media makes this even more extreme because algorithms reward dramatic narratives constantly. Videos with titles claiming Kanye exposed Hollywood or revealed the industry's secrets spread rapidly because audiences are naturally curious about hidden power structures. Reaction channels then amplify the situation further by treating every interview, statement, or appearance like another clue in a giant mystery. That creates a cycle where speculation becomes entertainment. Fans analyze body language. Commentators dissect interviews. Creators connect unrelated events together. And slowly, a complicated celebrity story transforms into internet mythology. Another major factor keeping the conversation alive is the public's fascination with celebrity downfall stories. People are drawn to dramatic rises and collapses because they feel emotionally powerful and cinematic. Kanye's life contains nearly every element that fuels that fascination. Massive success, creative genius, controversy, public meltdowns, billion-dollar business ventures, and constant reinvention. Because his story already feels larger than life, audiences naturally assume there must be hidden explanations behind it. But reality is often less cinematic than internet theories suggest. Public backlash, business consequences, media criticism, and damaged relationships can all happen naturally when controversies become highly visible. That doesn't require a secret coordinated plot behind the scenes. At the same time, it's also true that celebrity culture can become incredibly isolating and ruthless once public opinion shifts dramatically. Those two realities can exist simultaneously, which is why the debate never fully settles online. Some people want a simple villain or a hidden mastermind to explain everything. Others believe the situation reflects a complicated mix of personal decisions, media dynamics, corporate behavior, and internet culture colliding together publicly. Still, uncertainty keeps the fascination alive. Because as long as nobody agrees on what Kanye's story truly means, audiences will continue debating it endlessly. Every new interview, every emotional statement, every public appearance becomes another opportunity for people to reinforce the interpretation they already believe. And right now, that endless cycle of interpretation is exactly what's keeping the internet completely obsessed with Kanye West once again. As the conversation surrounding Kanye West continues exploding online, it's becoming increasingly clear that this story is no longer just about one celebrity controversy. It has evolved into something much larger, a massive internet debate about fame, power, public backlash, media influence, and the way modern culture treats celebrities once they fall from public favor. At this point, millions of people have already chosen sides. Some believe Kanye was unfairly isolated by powerful industries after becoming too controversial and outspoken publicly. Others believe the backlash he faced was a direct result of his own actions and statements, not some hidden campaign operating behind the scenes. And because both sides feel emotionally invested in their perspective, the internet keeps arguing endlessly without reaching any clear conclusion. That's what makes Kanye such a powerful figure in online culture. People don't just react to him, they project larger ideas onto him. To supporters, Kanye represents rebellion against systems of control and public conformity. To critics, he represents the dangers of ego, controversy, and unchecked fame. Every interview, every viral clip, and every public statement gets filtered through those emotional interpretations immediately. Meanwhile, social media keeps amplifying the drama nonstop. Videos claiming Kanye finally exposed Hollywood continue spreading rapidly because audiences are fascinated by stories involving hidden power structures and celebrity downfall. Reaction channels dissect his interviews frame by frame. Podcasts debate whether the entertainment industry protects its own interests aggressively behind closed doors. Fans search older clips looking for statements they now believe were warnings all along. That constant analysis creates an atmosphere where almost everything connected to Kanye starts feeling symbolic. A canceled deal becomes evidence. An interview becomes a confession. A public disagreement becomes proof of larger industry dynamics. And once millions of people participate in those interpretations together, the narrative grows far beyond ordinary celebrity news. Another major reason this story keeps resonating is because Kanye's career has always felt larger than reality itself. His rise to fame wasn't just about music. It involved fashion, business, cultural influence, controversy, and constant reinvention. Audiences watched him go from groundbreaking artist to billionaire entrepreneur to one of the most controversial figures in entertainment. That dramatic transformation feels almost cinematic to people online. And when stories feel cinematic, audiences naturally search for hidden meaning behind them. They want heroes, villains, betrayals, and deeper explanations. Simple answers rarely satisfy internet culture anymore. That's why so many people reject straightforward explanations for Kanye's downfall. Some fans don't believe massive public backlash alone could explain everything that happened. Others think the explanation is exactly that simple. Public controversies created consequences that businesses and public figures responded to naturally. Still, uncertainty keeps the fascination alive. Because no matter how controversial Kanye becomes, he continues remaining culturally impossible to ignore. Every statement trends instantly. Every appearance creates headlines. Even people who strongly disagree with him continue paying attention because his influence on music, fashion, and celebrity culture remains enormous. That level of attention turns him into something more than just a celebrity. He becomes an ongoing cultural symbol people constantly reinterpret depending on their own beliefs about fame, media, and power. Supporters see someone punished for speaking freely. Critics see someone facing consequences publicly. Others see a complicated mixture of both. And honestly, that complexity is why the internet can't stop discussing him. At the same time, many commentators are warning that social media intensifies these situations dramatically because emotional content spreads faster than balanced discussion. Algorithms reward outrage, mystery, and controversy. That means creators often frame stories in the most dramatic way possible because they know audiences react more strongly to emotional narratives than careful nuance. As a result, internet conversations around Kanye often become exaggerated very quickly. Ordinary business decisions start looking like conspiracies. Public criticism starts looking coordinated. Emotional interviews become proof of hidden agendas. That doesn't necessarily mean the theories are true. It means the internet naturally amplifies emotionally powerful narratives until they feel larger than reality itself. And right now, that amplification is stronger than ever because people aren't just trying to figure out Kanye West anymore. They are trying to figure out what his entire story supposedly reveals about Hollywood, fame, public image, and the modern entertainment industry itself. That's why the debate refuses to die. As long as audiences keep searching for deeper meaning behind celebrity rise and fall stories, Kanye West will remain at the center of one of the internet's biggest ongoing cultural arguments. The conversation around Kanye West is still blowing up online, and fans are more divided than ever. Some people believe he's exposing real truths about Hollywood and the entertainment industry, while others think this is just another example of how controversy and media pressure build narratives around celebrities. But now it's your turn. What do you think is really going on here? Is Kanye revealing something deeper about fame and power in the industry? Or is the internet turning his story into something bigger than it actually is? Drop your opinion in the comments. Subscribe for more viral celebrity breakdowns. And stay tuned. Because with Kanye, there's always another headline, another statement, and another moment that could change everything overnight.